How can users customize the browser SSL fingerprint and plugins fingerprint to prevent data leakage? Browser SSL fingerprint and plugins fingerprint are data fingerprints left by individuals when surfing the internet, which can be used to track personal identity and behavior. In order to strengthen personal privacy protection, we customize the browser's SSL fingerprint and plugins fingerprint to reduce the risk of data leakage. This video will introduce how to customize the browser's SSL fingerprint and plugins fingerprint to make your online activities more secure and private. What are SSL fingerprint and plugins fingerprint? SSL fingerprint. Generally, each browser has a relatively fixed SSL fingerprint. Browser SSL fingerprint is a digital fingerprint of an encryption certificate, which is used to verify the identity of the website and ensure the security of communication. When you visit a secure website, usually starting with https://, the browser will check the website's SSL certificate, which contains the website's public key, organization information, etc., and generate a unique fingerprint. Plugins fingerprint refers to the unique identifier of the browser plugin, which contains the information of the plugins and extensions installed in the browser. It can be used to identify the user's system configuration and behavior habits. It is an important identifier for websites to track and identify users. Why do you need to customize SSL fingerprint and plugin fingerprint? First, it is about privacy protection. In terms of privacy, plugin fingerprint is regarded as a potential privacy risk. Customizing fingerprint and disguising information can reduce the exposure of real user data online and enhance privacy protection. Secondly, it is to prevent website tracking. Customizing SSL fingerprint and plugin fingerprint can reduce the possibility of being tracked and protect personal identity and behavior privacy. How to customize the browser SSL fingerprint and plugins fingerprint. 1. Use privacy plugins. Install privacy plugins such as Privacy Badger, uBlock Origin, etc. to prevent tracking and data collection. 2. Clear cookies and local storage regularly. Clear cookies and local storage regularly in the browser settings to reduce data retention. 3. Disable or limit plugins. Disable or limit the permissions of plugins in the browser settings to reduce the risk of fingerprint information leakage. The above are all small methods that only treat the symptoms but not the root cause. The truly effective method is to change the browser fingerprint from the bottom layer, so that the website can read a disguised fingerprint to avoid being tracked. Fingerprint Browser can change the browser fingerprint information from the bottom layer, covering the native fingerprint with a veil, so that the website cannot detect your real fingerprint. In the browser window configuration, find the fingerprint setting. You can see the SSL fingerprint setting below. After enabling, you can disable the SSL feature. Click on the custom plugin fingerprint below to add the plugin you need to set. SSL can mainly set the number and order of cipher suites, so that it can fight against some websites that use JA3 method to detect SSL fingerprints. Generally, each browser has a relatively fixed SSL fingerprint. When doing multi-account or anti-association projects, the change of SSL fingerprint may play a certain weight role, but if you don't know what SSL fingerprint is, it is recommended not to set it randomly, because it may have a counterproductive effect. By customizing the SSL fingerprint and browser plugin fingerprint, you can effectively prevent website tracking and detection, which is generally used for multi-account management and anti-association business. If the user wants to keep the web page logged in and store login information, you can choose to synchronize cookies and synchronize local storage data in the common settings. After the above synchronization items are enabled, the corresponding data will be synchronized to the cloud, which is convenient for cross-device use/employee collaboration. When sharing/transferring windows, the data of the following enabled items will also be synchronized to the other party. Please operate with caution. Through the above methods, we can customize the browser's SSL fingerprint and plugins fingerprint to strengthen personal privacy protection and reduce the risk of data leakage. Check and update settings regularly to maintain privacy security. Let us carry out online business smoothly while protecting our own privacy information.